everybody. It is a beautiful October autumn day. I'm driving down Route 78 East. And while I was looking at all of the beautiful rusted colored trees and blue sky and puffy clouds, my mind got wandering onto different topics. I've been doing a lot of festivals, autumn equinox festivals, autumn harvest festivals, Halloween and Samhain festivals are coming up, so I just had my mind going with different topics and ideas and contemplating and meditating. The topic I want to talk about in this little episode of AusetGypsy on the Road is going to be a little bit of a hot topic. And I know it's going to offend some people, it's going to raise some eyebrows in others, and I might even get some nods of encouragement or some agreement with this corner. But let's chat. I want to talk about Wicca and cosplay. Have we lost the spiritual path of Wicca to cosplay? It becomes a really fine line. I remember me and my friends talking about Wicca in the 90s, and we used to giggle about it because we always thought that Wicca was a Ren Fair religion. And all these people who like to dress up and live as if it was like the Dark Ages seem to believe that Wicca was the religion of that time, and we know that realistically it wasn't. But it seemed that with Wiccans came a lot of Ren Fair clothes, and that's where one could find Wicca. But now in the 21st century, it seems Wicca has crossed over into cosplay, which seems to be the modern day version of Ren Fairs. And it seems it's fallen into the pool of Dungeons and Dragons again. Now, a spiritual path like Wicca would draw a lot of creative types. I'm one myself, artist, musician, writer. So we would get a lot of the creative types who have a little bit more free spirit and looking for an outlet for that. And in the ancient world, sure, we had our poets and our artists that sculpted statues that are still in museums and painted paintings that are still worth billions to the ages. But now, how are we expressing Wicca or neo-paganism through cosplay? I've got a lot of strong opinions about it, and I'm not going to be afraid to admit them. I did not discover neo-paganism or Wicca through cosplay. I'm not a cosplayer. And I have a lot of friends who are, and they do an excellent job at it. But the funny thing is, those particular friends are not Wiccan or neo-pagan. Well, one or two are. But they have a grip on the fine line of play and reality. But as I'm going through my journey with this spiritual path, I'm coming across a lot of groups and covens who are very Dungeons and Dragons, who are very cosplay heavy. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I take the spiritual aspect of my life very seriously, although there's a lot of fun to be had with it. There are times for pageantry. In the Fellowship of ISIS, the worldwide organization I belong to, my Iseum, the temple holds feast days, and everybody does get dressed up in beautiful costumes. And it is a lot of revelry, and it is a lot of fun. And these are creative, very intellectual, smart people. And it is an outlet for creative freedom. But there are the times for pageantry. Halloween is one where we should definitely all get dressed up in different costumes and represent different spiritual things that can be manifest through the physical on that day or at that time. But now what happens throughout the rest of the year when too many people seek out Wicca or neo-paganism to achieve Harry Potter status or try to receive magical points that will give them powers to destroy dragons or kill orcs, whatever these things are? I'm not really well versed in that whole lexicon and vernacular. And one particular festival I was at recently, there seemed to be more concentration on the conversation of roleplay and cosplay mixing with Wicca and neo-paganism. And it becomes a fine line, because it could easily be said they are evoking the spirit, god, goddess, etc., fill in the blank, through that character. Or is this a bunch of BS, and are people using this as an excuse for play? Now, we know that with Wicca and neo-paganism, a lot of dressing up and assuming a spiritual entity, whether it be a satyr, a nymph, this god, that god, is all part of a passion play when reenacting a mythos. And this is fantastic. Every spiritual path has something very similar to this. That's not my point, though. My point is, when do we start accepting My Little Pony and Worlds of Warcraft characters and blurring fantasy with true spiritual experience? When does Thor, as a respected Norwegian god, then become the hero, a very violent hero of a very bloody video game, and people can't tell the difference between the video game and the true spiritual experience? So this is what's on my mind a lot lately. I have strong feelings kind of against it, I'll be honest. There is a time for movies, there's a time for video games, there's a time for play, there's a time for spiritual experience. It's not up to me to say that someone can't have all of those in one. That's not my role, and it's not the point of what I'm trying to say. But again, it feels like Wicca and neo-paganism is falling back into the rut of Dungeons and Dragons, and it seems to become now the religion of Dungeons and Dragons and cosplay. And when can one truly define spiritual experience divided from fantasy? We'll have to talk more about this topic, and I would like to hear your comments about it, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm open-minded, so I like to hear different points of view. Maybe it'll help change my mind. So please, leave comments provided below, and check back in for the sequel to this part next week sometime. Alright? Ciao.